In a place unlike this place, and a time unlike this time, there lived a merchant who was known far and wide for trading in rare silks and spices. He had 3 daughters, each of whom was beautiful in her own way. The elder 2 were daughters of one mother, while the youngest was born to a different wife who had passed away long ago. She was named Sit al-Husn, which means mistress of beauty. Her kindness matched her beauty. The merchant loved all his daughters, but Sit al-Husn held a special place in his heart. One day, the merchant prepared for a long caravan journey across deserts and mountains. He packed dates and almonds, loaded his camels, and gathered his men. As was his custom before every departure, he called his daughters and said, "Tell me what your hearts desire. I will bring each of you a gift from the farthest city I reach." The eldest daughter said, "Bring me a bracelet made of gold, the kind queens wear on feast days." The second daughter added, "I want a dress of the most expensive silk, stitched with threads of silver." Sit al-Husn stepped forward. "Father," she said, "bring me Jumez bin Yazur, prince of the birds and the man of my dreams. And if you forget, may your camels collapse and your wheels break on the rocks before you come back home." Months passed. The merchant completed his journey, having found a golden bracelet and a dress of silk and silver for his elder daughters. But on his way home, the camels refused to move, the wheels cracked, and nothing would budge. The merchant suddenly remembered, "By the heavens! I forgot Sit al-Husn's gift, Prince of the Birds. I must turn back." So he left the caravan behind and wandered until he came upon an old man sitting beneath a fig tree. The merchant told him what he was looking for, and the old man nodded. "Ah," he said, "Jumez bin Yazur. His house lies in such and such a city. When you find it, call out 3 times at the window, 'Prince of the Birds, my daughter has asked for you.' But speak no other word." The merchant followed a winding path and reached the house the old man had described. There was no door, only a smooth wall and window. On it, a single jug of water was resting outside. Overcome with thirst, he reached for the jug. "Hands off!" hissed the jug. "You dare drink from the prince's water!" Startled, the merchant stepped back and did as he was told. He called out 3 times, each louder than the last, "Prince of the Birds, my daughter has asked for you." Then he turned and walked home. Days later, in the evening, Sit al-Husn heard a flutter of wings at her window. A golden bird tapped the glass. She opened it, and the bird flew in, spinning in circles. Before her eyes, he transformed into a tall, young, and handsome man, cloaked in feathers, with eyes like stars. "I am Jumez bin Yazur," he said. "You called and I have come." From that night on, he visited her every evening. At dawn, he would become a bird again and vanish into the sky, but not before leaving a pouch of gold under her pillow. The older sisters watched, and they burned with jealousy. One day the eldest approached Sit al-Husn and said, "Little sister, ask your Jumez what could harm him. Surely a creature so magical must have a weakness." Sit al-Husn was innocent and trusting. That night she asked, "Jumez, is there anything in this world that could hurt you?" He frowned. "Why do you ask?" "Just out of wonder," she replied. "I only want to know." Reluctantly he said, "If ever I were cut by glass, I would never heal." The next day, when Sit al-Husn told her jealous sisters, they crept into her room and shattered the glass of the window where Jumez always entered. That evening, as he flew in, he brushed against the shards and cried out in pain. Bleeding, he fled into the night, never to return. Sit al-Husn eagerly waited. A few days passed, then a week, then a month. Her heart filled with worry. Finally, she disguised herself as a wandering healer and set off to find her beloved, traveling from village to village in search of him. One day, as she rested beneath a tree, 2 doves perched in the branches above her. "Did you hear?" said one dove. "The prince of the birds lies dying." "Oh yes," replied the other. "Poor thing. I heard only one thing can save him: the blood and feathers of a dove, mixed and rubbed onto his wounds. But who would do such a thing?" Sit al-Husn jumped to her feet. She caught a dove, gave thanks to it, and did what she had to. She made the mixture of blood and feathers and walked from one town to the next, crying out, "I am the healer who holds the cure." One day, she passed a large house with no doors where women were sobbing at the window. "Please," they called, "our brother is ill and no one can save him." They brought her in through the window, and there he was, pale and silent. Sit al-Husn cared for him day and night. She rubbed the cure into his wounds and whispered songs into his ears. After 2 weeks, his eyes opened. "You," he said, "you betrayed me." "No," she cried. "It was my sisters who did this. I never meant to hurt you." "Then I forgive you," he replied. Jumez's sisters soon discovered the truth, and though they didn't like it, Jumez declared that Sit al-Husn was his beloved and that he would marry her. But the sisters were not done. They would not allow the marriage without Sit al-Husn completing 3 impossible tasks. "She can't marry you until she sweeps and mops the entire city," they said. Sit al-Husn wept. Jumez told her, "Climb to the top of the hill over there and call out, 'Oh, you who sweep the cities, oh, you who mop the cities, by the name of Jumez bin Yazur, clean this city.'" She did as he said. The winds howled, brooms and mops flew from nowhere, and by morning the streets sparkled. Still not satisfied, the sisters gave her the second task. "She must not marry you until she fills 10 mattresses with fine feathers." She cried again, "And how am I to bring feathers for 10 mattresses?" Jumez told her, "Go back to the same hill and cry out 3 times, 'Prince of the birds has died.'" Trembling, she went back to the top of the hill and did so. From every tree, sky, and cloud, birds of all kinds and colors gathered, weeping and plucking their feathers in mourning. Soon there was a big pile of feathers in front of her. She collected them all and brought them to Jumez's sisters. The sisters gritted their teeth. "One more thing. She must not marry you until she brings the straw tray that hangs in the old Ghule's house." Now even Jumez looked uneasy. This will be dangerous. "But you can do it. The Ghule's house is over there. When you reach it, you'll find lions chained near a trough of barley and horses tied near piles of meat. Swap the barley and the meat. Fix the broken garden wall. Then enter and take the tray. But whatever you do, don't wake the Ghula." So off she went. At the Ghula's house, she did everything as she was told. But when she reached for the tray, her hands shook and it fell to the ground. The Ghuli opened her eyes and saw her. Sit al-Husn grabbed the tray and ran. "Wall, stop her!" screamed the Ghula. "I won't," said the wall in the garden. "She repaired me. Lions, catch her." "She fed us meat," they growled. "We will not." "Horses, trample her." "She gave us barley," they replied. "We will let her go." And so the Ghula, who was old, stayed behind, unable to catch her. Sit al-Husn returned with the straw tray. At last, the sisters admitted defeat. They gave their blessing, and the wedding was held. Prince of the Birds married Sit al-Husn. When the celebrations were over, he took her in his arms. Together, they turned into birds and flew beyond the clouds.